think it's entirely possible that some of the people watching this channel might be writers themselves. I certainly am, and as you can see, I've written quite a lot. So what is the state of independent publishing these days? What's it like for a person like me? Well, I'm going to take you through my books very quickly, and I'm just going to tell you the sales figures. I'm going to tell you how many print and Kindle versions I've sold, and also how many pages have been read of the books through the Kindle Unlimited. All of my books are available there, so if you actually want to have a look without paying anything, if you happen to have Kindle Unlimited, then you'd be able to take a look, as some people clearly have done. One of my oldest books is called Hit the Bottom and Escape, and it's set in Africa. Now, I've sold 5 copies of this, print and Kindle, but you have to bear in mind with the Kindle figures, I always buy a copy of my own book so that I can make sure it looks right on the Kindle, so you have to adjust for that. So sales figures not great, and this is one of my oldest books. However, I have had 173 pages read through Kindle Unlimited. So I'm very proud of this book because it's really the first proper book that I wrote, and I'm not too worried that it hasn't been read very widely. As long as a couple of people get to read it, I think that's all that matters for me. The next is a book that you'll think, well, why did you write that? This is a kind of autobiography. As you can see, I've been suffering from graphomania, which is wanting to write and write and write. So yeah, this is a long book, and I would understand why people shy away from it. It probably isn't very good looking at the figures. I have sold 6 copies, which is good, but on the Kindle Unlimited, 12 pages read. 12. Well, that tells me something. I need to live a more interesting life. Or maybe not make Somerset Maugham's mistake of writing the autobiography too early, because you know he did that. He wrote the summing up when he still had probably 2/3 of his writing career ahead of him. Crazy, crazy thing to do. The next one on the list is Try the Best You Can, which is a book that I started writing when my first daughter was very young, and finally got it finished now that they are both not so young, both my daughters. I wrote it for them, and I'm hoping that one day they'll come back and read it. I'm very proud of this effort. It's kind of young adult. It was a lot of fun to write, but my goodness, it took a long time to edit. Long books usually do. Next on the list is a short collection of stories and other pieces called The Wedding of the Sea. And this is one of the few stories I actually got published out in the real world. So I'm very pleased with that. I think that's cool. This one, The Wedding of the Sea, 8 sales, but nobody's picked up a copy for the Kindle Unlimited. And this is my own picture. You'll find that basically all the pictures of the books that I use for the covers are my own, and for the majority of the time I use Canva to make my book covers and just basically get a nice photo, maybe do a little bit of color editing, slap on a couple of other bits and some text. Not the most impressive things in the world, I know, but given my budget, which is basically 0, I think it works out all right. Next up, we've got The Amnesiac, another collection of stories. 9 copies sold, nothing on the Kindle Unlimited. Yeah, quite like those stories. I can't remember all of them, actually. This is There There. You might notice there's a bit of a Radiohead theme with some of the titles, yeah? Well, what can I say? There There has 10 copies sold. Again, nothing on Kindle Unlimited. And it's a book that is in 2 parts. The first part in Krakow and the second part in Lyon in France. And I wrote it all by hand in a little moleskin book. Spent some very pleasurable time in a cafe. I think that's the thing, really. You don't have to write because you want to make money. In fact, it's best if you don't. It's much more fun just to do it. And whilst I'm talking about There There, with 10 copies sold, my horror zombie novel, Gravenham, and I don't actually have a copy at the moment, I gave it away recently, also has 10 sales. And that's been fairly well received, actually. There have been some good reviews out there for it. There we go. Next, my most recent full effort, which I'm thinking of changing the cover for slightly. You can see here it says a delightfully unromantic romance for the young adult reader. Some of the feedback I've had from a few trial readers has been that it's not really young adult, it's more like younger reader. So I might need to recraft that a little bit. The cover here was kind of actually, well, it's an AI cover, so forgive me for that. It's not like I have pictures of 4 queens. I mean, the idea is that the main characters are 4 identical sisters, except that 2 have brown hair and 2 blonde hair. The AI part was interesting because I kept on trying to get pictures of 4 girls like this, and it kept drawing 5 or 3. It's like the AI couldn't count. Anyway, the 4 queens were on 12 sales and 38 pages. Not bad. Pretty pleased with that so far because, as I say, it's a new book. You don't expect new books to sell too well. The Stars Too Can Die of Sadness, a short novel, fairly wide line spacing, that sort of thing. I'm very happy with this, and some of the reviews that I've been able to kind of draw from to have pull quotes on the cover make me very pleased that I've done this. Also on 12 sales, so that's quite good. Nothing on the Kindle Unlimited there for that one though. Okay, the first book that I ever wrote, The Man in the Mango Tree. I actually wrote this in a single day, sitting under a very large tree, but I don't think it was a mango tree, in Abuja, the capital of Nigeria, when I was traveling many years ago. So I wrote it in a single day. I typed it up. As you can see, it's pretty short. I got a friend of mine to do the illustrations, and I think that adds a certain something, and he also drew the picture that's on the cover. That's a guy called Jonathan Quinn, and yeah, really pleased with this. 14 sales, which is not a huge number. However, 734 pages, and this is a short book, so that's at least another 10 equivalent, isn't it? 734 pages on Kindle Unlimited. Thank you very much. During the COVID pandemic, I decided to do a kind of modern update of the Journal of the Plague Year. So this is the Teacher's Journal of the Plague Year, and it's me as an EFL teacher teaching during the pandemic. Everything moved to online teaching very quickly, so I kept a diary, and then as we entered the final stages and we were able to come out of the pandemic period with all the lockdowns, I started typing it up. So if you're an EFL teacher, English as a foreign language, that is, or if you're a teacher, or if you're generally interested in this sort of thing, this might be a good read for you. 19 physical sales, or print and Kindle, 1,533 pages read on Kindle Unlimited. That's very nice. Thank you very much, everybody, for reading. Okay, just 2 more books of those that I've got to tell you about. This one is an old collection of short stories called Sarah the Writer. What makes them kind of unique a little bit, I suppose, is that all of the stories take place here in Poland. I've had 20 sales, and I'm very keen to see that figure increase. But with the Kindle Unlimited, I'm in 2 minds actually, because I've had exactly 69 pages read. Nice. It would be a shame to see that broken. Oh well. And then that finally brings me to what you might call my bread and butter. English is a simple language. Now, this is not a piece of fiction. This is non-fiction completely from start to finish. And this is a guide to English grammar for students and teachers alike. And it goes through everything that you can think of to do with English grammar. So conditionals and tenses and the reason that grammar is important. It took a long time to write this. It's based on the work of a lot of very clever people who are cleverer than me. So yeah, I really enjoyed writing it, and well, the sales figures are just, they blow me away, honestly. Almost brings a tear to my eye. 84 copies, not pages, 84 copies sold, either through the Kindle or through print. That's just mind-blowing, really. And 1,576 pages read, Kindle Unlimited. So that one book, in terms of, basic sales, is equal to everything else you see here. And this and the journal, blows everything out of the water. All right, well, this has been very much a tooting my own horn sort of video, so you're completely excused if you skipped it. But if you did stick around, wonderful, well done. If you are a writer, please leave a comment below this video and send us a link to your page on Amazon or wherever it is that you distribute your books, and maybe tell us a little bit. If you've got a YouTube channel yourself, I'd be very happy to promote it. I don't really have many means by which to promote things, but by all means send links through. That'd be fantastic. Okay, well, thank you all very much for watching and listening.